a summary day. We put together all the 5 steps that we've gone through over the past 5 weeks. It was an intense class. The heat went very up, very fast. But you might have noticed that the rhythm and the pace of our flow was very mindful. I wanted to say moderate, but it was really full of awareness. We were moving to the pace of our breath, and we were moving to the pace of our body, really, where we could hold the tone of our body, we could hold engagement, we could hold the alignment, and we could hold everything connected. So we started by centering, getting connected to our center of gravity, and then energetically centering, coming to the pause at the end of the exhale. And that pause is the moment when we come to stillness, we come to calm, and it's a moment of transition. And transitions are what connect two moves. And in transition, there's that beautiful connection and the beautiful elongation of the moment in a way. So that the beauty of the flow state, of moving in the flow state, is that it gets to be endlessly flowing. It can't be stopped. And it's a beautiful feeling in the body to constantly be in the stability and the openness in the body. And it's a beautiful feeling in the breath, to stay with the flow of the breath, to be consciously drawing inwards, moving energetically from the inside out. At the beginning of the course, we mentioned the fact that the muscles of the toe, the muscles of the trunk, the muscles of the body, they tone the body up. But the real core activation happens when we bring the breath in. So we brought that in very early. And then we layered the active hands and the active feet. And by holding the arms, by holding the hands and the feet active, we notice what's happening along the arms and along the legs. So they're the grounding parts. They touch the ground most of the times in our asana practice, in our posture practice. So it's where the tone activates. So in flowing with active hands and in flowing with active hands and active feet, what we're doing is we're constantly flowing with the tone in our arms and with the tone in our legs. And what that does is it brings the lower abdominals, because the legs are connected to the pelvis, and the pelvis is connected to the pelvic floor and the lower abdominals. So the tone of the legs brings the activation in the lower abdominals, the tone of the arms into the shoulders, and the shoulders onto the rib cage. So the activation of our upper abdominals. And you've heard me say this in the core class too. You've done the core course. It's the same principle really. We're just layering it in the flow state. So we're flowing with our lines of force active. And then you noticed as we were, you might have noticed the intensity really get high. And there was a beautiful feeling of meeting your edge, meeting where the effort that you were making was at its highest. And it's a great feeling to have. It's exploring the range of motion, it's exploring the range of mobility that you have in the body, the range of strength that you have in the body, but keeping in the alignment. And when you feel you in the flow state, when you touch that edge and you feel it, you can hold it for a moment, that pause in the breath, and then you come away from it. And then you get closer to it again, where you touch it again, you stay with it again, and then you back down. So it's a beautiful, it's a beautiful exploration of your limits. We always say push the limits. Well, pushing the limits I'm not sure is the right word for it. It's knowing your limits, knowing where they are, feeling them, and using that knowledge as a reference point. So in your practice, the more you keep going, the stronger you'll get, the more active your core will get. So the body gets stronger, the core gets powerful. When you layer those two, you're unstoppable. So you feel that edge get farther and farther and farther in your practice. So the more you've gone through the classes, you might have noticed that there was only one degree of intensity from the previous class going up. And that degree of intensity was taking you to the next stage, and to the next edge, and to the next edge. So it's progressively getting more powerful, progressively harnessing that inner strength. That was our third point of focus. The fourth one was transitions. And it was about moving from pause to pause. Knowing where the pauses were, and of course we're moving organically. So it's not about timing anything. It's not about a rigid, a rigorous routine. It's again about the discipline of awareness. So coming to those pauses, transitioning softly into those pauses and out of them. And it feels like the move just keeps going. Just like, the wave is still the wave as it goes to its highest, and then it draws in, and it's still a wave. It's still the same motion, the same energy, the same flow. And there's a feeling of endlessness to it. There's a feeling of boundlessness to it. And with that feeling of boundlessness, with that feeling of inner and outer space, you're moving freely in that inner and outer space. In your breath and in your body comes the lightness, which was our final point of focus. So when you're flowing in lightness, your body is making a lot of effort. How much of that effort are you actually feeling? Because your energetically, you're not coming down. Energetically, your energy is going up. So when the energy is going up, it feels like the weight of your body, through the tone of your body, through the engagement and the alignment of your body, goes up as well. So instead of making that effort and feeling it as a struggle, as sometimes self-defeating, you might have experienced it when the posture was a bit too much. There was drawing down sensation and you were fighting to get up. Now, when the effort is pitched at the right intensity, at the right pace, the right speed, all that energy is uplifting. So the weight of the body lifts, the energy of the body lifts, and it lifts from the core up, which means it lifts, right at your very center. It's a beautiful feeling to feel light in your body physically, and to feel light in your energy. We were talking about lightness the other week. We were talking about, saying something lightly, moving lightly, which means, it's not a heavy-handed approach. People won't feel hurt. You're speaking from a place of lightness. You're speaking the truth, but you're putting it lightly out. The same as the body. You're moving lightly. The body won't feel hurt. The body will feel open. The body will feel. The body will receive the message and will receive the right message. So it's a non-verbal communication with your body. And mentally, of course, the the beauty of every flow class, we feel like all the heaviness of our minds, you know, we call it the monkey mind, all the heaviness of the mind is lifted. And it's that energy that lifts us mentally as well, emotionally as well. It's of course, you know, it's the benefit of exercise. But you might have noticed not all exercise is the same. So there's great wisdom in the layering of the breath to activate the core in the flow state. And over the past 5 weeks, every theme has progressively gone deeper and deeper into your core exploration and into practicing being in the flow state with a focus on the core. So we layered the awareness of the core, which is activating the breath in the flow state, which is moving from one place to the other, going through moments of transition where we just like a pendulum. There's a moment of stillness, there's a moment of openness, there's a moment of calmness, and then there's the opposite direction. But you know, the move is still the same. It feels the same. It's an ongoing, it never stops. So that was our focus this week. Again, just like any other final class, I'm going to say, if you feel there was any particular moment in the class that was a bit more challenging to follow, go ahead and try it out again. Same with the previous classes. If you feel like you need to work more on keeping the hands and feet active, we've got week 2. If you feel like going more into your center of gravity and your energetic center, back to the basics, week 1. If you feel like handling intensity and softening into it was your point of challenge, go back to week 3. So you can go through any of these points again and again and again until you know you've practiced. And you will know it in your body, you will know it in your levels of energy, you will know it mentally and emotionally. So that's all for me. That's all for me for the moment. Thank you again for joining me on this course. It's my pleasure to have been your guide.